Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Glad to see you back here this morning again. Mr. Gerstenmaier, let's talk about the commercial crew program for a little while. Now, is the plan, I understand what you've said earlier, that we're not going to completely eliminate looking at the Soyuz as a backup program, but does this eliminate the use of the Soyuz as our main reliable carrier for all of our crews, or are we going to still rely on the Soyuz every so often for a transportation?
Our intent would be to use this U.S.-based carrier for all the transportation to and from ISS.
Okay, thank you. That's good. Admiral, do you think that the commercial crew program is receiving more or less scrutiny than oversight in NASA would receive for if there were no private sector involvement? Do you think there's more or less scrutiny now?
The essence of the Space Act construct limits the flow of information and prohibits direction from NASA into the partners. They're not contractors. The partners are the operative word. So I think an honest answer to your question is that there must be less, because this large body of knowledge that NASA holds is more difficult in its transfer to those that are building the future space systems.
That isn't the answer I expected. Does that put a more risk then in terms of safety for our astronauts?
You know, sir, you can build confidence in systems that fly in a couple of ways. The first way I'll mention is difficult, expensive, and long in coming. And that is that you just fly it enough or launch it enough to where statistically you have built the confidence that it's good to go. That's not a launch or 2 or 3 or even 10, but if you launch enough, you can build confidence that it's solid and it's ready to go. And frankly, I think that's part of our confidence in the Soyuz system. On the other end of the continuum, you can have detailed knowledge of the design, detailed insight into the build, and intimate knowledge in the truthfulness of the people. That comes with the intimacy that, in our opinion, is difficult to establish in a Space Act agreement.
Thank you. I appreciated your earlier comment, Admiral, that your biggest gift would be an accurate budget assessment. What do you think the most difficult part of the budget is? Is there a specific item, or is it just too many uncertainties all up and down the chain?
Well, Mr. Gerstenmaier, I think, spoke to it when he said this is a different animal. We know how to do a classic contract, classic full-up, FAR-based government procurement. This isn't one of those for many and perhaps many good reasons. So it is more difficult, but I don't think is impossible. I will speak with a little more freedom than I did in my DOD days when I was sitting in testimony on the Hill, and tell you that one of the things that I like about a solid cost estimate is it gave me a confident place to stand if it was cogent. They're never right, by the way. They always evolve, but if it gives you a cogent place to stand, then I could be supportive and defensive of the budget that I thought it would take to execute. And then if that budget was cut, other folks wore some of the responsibility for reducing the funding to that program, be it extended schedule, be it increased risk, be it what have you. But others had to wear some of the responsibility. If you don't have a cogent cost estimate, you don't have a place to stand for that conversation.
Thank you for your frank answer, Admiral. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.